Shedeur Sanders wins over the entire Cleveland community with a gesture that will never be surpassed by Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, or Dillon Gabriel. Being in the midst of a battle for the starting quarterback position with the Cleveland Browns doesn't stop Shedeur Sanders from making a heartfelt gesture and bringing smiles to the faces of the Cleveland community, who desperately needed a distraction. Shedeur Sanders shows his big heart. The rookie quarterback organized a charitable event called the Garden Valley Fun Fest, which featured food trucks, inflatable bounce houses, cornhole games, and other activities for the Garden Valley community in Cleveland, an area impacted by a fire at the Rainbow Terrace Apartments. On June 23, an explosion sparked a fire that destroyed several units, injured 5 people, and displaced dozens of residents. 7 days before the fire, the terrorists attacked in the waterfront. A stepfather, Cordell Sheffield, suffered severe burns while re-entering the building to save his stepchildren and passed away on July 10th. In response to this tragedy that struck the community, Shedeur chose to take action, but he didn't want to simply donate money. He showed solidarity by hosting this event. It's definitely just get active and actually do it, Sanders said via X. Sending money and stuff, that's easy, but you have to actually go out there and be in the flesh. I feel like that's more impactful, and that's exactly what he did. According to Fox 8, Sanders was seen taking photos with fans, blowing bubbles with children, and playing cornhole with residents. This heartfelt gesture comes ahead of what will be his first NFL training camp with the Cleveland Browns, where rookies are expected to report on July 18. In a city that had seen its share of heartbreak, LeBron leaving, a revolving door of quarterbacks, championship droughts stretching across generations, Cleveland knew loyalty, but they rarely received it. That changed the day Shedeur Sanders, quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, delivered a gesture so heartfelt, so authentic, that the entire city would talk about it for generations. It wasn't a Hail Mary pass or a game-winning drive. No, this wasn't about stats. It was about soul. The setup Shedeur had only been with the Browns for a season. Drafted amid controversy, some pundits scoffing that he was more brand than baller, he quickly silenced doubters with cool-headed play and relentless work ethic. Still, Browns fans were skeptical. Clevelanders are loyal but cautious. They've been burned before. Kenny Pickett had come through Pittsburgh, cocky and loud, only to falter. Joe Flacco, a veteran with a ring, had a brief Browns stint. Competent, but distant. Dillon Gabriel, talented, but inconsistent. Never truly clicked with the city. Shedeur, though, he watched, he listened, he learned. The spark one night after practice, Shedeur drove to East Cleveland, a part of the city tourists rarely saw. He stopped at a worn-down community center, the Drew League of the Midwest, they called it, where kids with busted sneakers and big dreams played under flickering gym lights. He stayed for hours. No cameras, no entourage. The next week, he was back again, this time with shoes. Not just any shoes. Custom cleats and sneakers bearing each kid's name, favorite colors, and a handwritten note from him. Keep going. You matter. The news broke not because he publicized it, but because a kid's mom posted it on Facebook, her son crying as he opened the box. That gesture exploded like wildfire across the city. But it wasn't the gesture. That was yet to come. The gesture. Months later, Shedeur led the Browns to the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. The whole city buzzed, bars overflowed, downtown glowed orange and brown. And yet, as Cleveland basked in rare football glory, Shedeur stayed low-key, focused, until the Tuesday before the playoff game. He called a press conference, unusual timing. When he stepped onto the podium, flanked not by coaches or agents, but by 10 kids from East Cleveland, all in tailored Browns jerseys. No one knew what to expect. Then Shedeur cleared his throat. I've been blessed to play this game, and I've been even more blessed to play it in this city, he began. Cleveland gave me a shot. Now I want to give something back that goes beyond football. He announced the Legacy Lane project. Shedeur had purchased and planned to renovate a dozen abandoned houses across the east side, transforming them into affordable homes for single mothers and displaced families. Not with just a donation, but with his off-season labor. Every Tuesday during the off-season, I'll be on site. Hammer in hand, he said, not because I want credit, but because this city deserves more than Sundays. It deserves commitment. He paused, looked at the 10 kids behind him. These 10, they're not just kids I met, they're my family now. And every time I throw a touchdown, I want them to feel like they're scoring too. He ended the conference by handing each child a symbolic house key, silver, engraved with the words, "Welcome home." That was it. No hashtags, no merchandise drop, just heart.